Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to InugamiTheHound. I'm back once again playing some more, not playing, but like reacting to some furry content and just stuff in general. See how this goes. Get it on Twitter and see the newest video. Worst boss fight ever from near reference one version 1.222. God, that boss fight sucked ass. Fixing almost 2 hours on that piece of shit. Let's see. Yeah. God, it's good. Nothing good. Hmm. It's been gotta be something good in the furry content space. Okay, here you go. Game Wolf 6. He uploaded anything interesting that I want? Beating the Good Boy. Oh, okay. He finally uploaded some new Echo stuff. Right. Alright, let's check it out then.
Hello and welcome to another Let's Play, the Game of 6 of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, then you can go on the Patreon, which is $3 a month for, early access to the other games. So, and last Let's Play, we woke up in the middle of the night again. Carl was gone, but there was a strange sound, so we went to the basement, and Carl was sleepwalking. Scared the heck out of both of us. And then Thursday came around, where he's playing video games, and we went to the basement do research, and we found, basically the history of James Hendricks 1. I think that's pretty much all we got so far. And, oh yeah, more spooky stuff like windows being knocked on but nobody's there. Crazy. So we're gonna reset our face. Again, gonna do all that movement. And start.
I am jealous. Yes, it's really nice. 3D. I'm guessing 3D VTuber furry VTuber avatar. Looks really good. I know. Don't know how he does it, but it's really cool.
When
He
I
must
get
have a really good
upstairs, though,
PC.
Carl's asleep. His controller is still above his head, clutched in his paws, as if he's fallen asleep the moment I left. On the screen, his character is immobile, standing in the middle of some hut. A single NPC stands in front of him, walking back and forth. Every now and then, it stops in front of him, exclaiming, "What are you doing in my hut?" I reach out and place a paw on his shoulder, And he immediately opens his eyes, snoring loudly, just thinking of him being like, "You're not supposed to be here." Or somebody's here doing something here they shouldn't.
Oh man, could be like, could be like, you could be like playing something like Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim, that type of game. Oh man, I really want to play some more Avowed. Avowed's really good. I can't wait. Tomorrow is gonna be, I'll be playing what's that game? Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Try to get back into that. Start up near Replicant this time. Trying to get the fucking B ending, which wouldn't be too hard. B ending, C ending, D ending, E ending. Let's see what else is that. Playing more Avowed, trying to beat more Dynasty Wars. Dynasty Wars is a lot longer than I thought it would be. Avowed, yeah, I'm making some good progress in that game. But man, I think I really like that dagger. That dagger was actually really good. I didn't think I'd be using a dagger. Like I rarely use daggers in games, but this one was good.
He sits up
Especially with the
and rubs
shields.
his face, snoring again as he breathes deeply. "Did you go downstairs?" "Huh? What happened?" It's almost funny how utterly confused he looks, as if he's doing some dang good job at it. "I heard some noises downstairs, so I thought it was you." "No, I don't think so." "Things are moved around too." He takes in a deep breath before blowing it out. "I told you, man, this place is haunted. I wasn't joking." We both look at each other for a moment. Finally, Carl breaks the awkward silence. "So, how'd it go, aside from the ghosts?" "It went alright. Just 3 hours and a bunch of research." He looks at me blearily. "Oh shit, seriously? I was gonna come down after a while. I just fell asleep." "Yeah. Anyway, we're supposed to go out today." "Really?" "Yeah. Remember? You said so a few days ago." Carl looks around. "Well, what do you want to do?" "I think. Don't you have some interview tomorrow?" "Don't remind me." Carl picks up his controller again, and I frown. "Well, I was thinking we could go out and maybe give you a new look." Carl frowns, clicking away at his controller. "Like what?" "Well, you've been wearing this shirt for the past 3 days. Or 5. We need to get you a new something. At least put in the laundry." "Well, your clothes for one. Do you have any dress clothes?" Uh... You don't. Seriously? Have you ever had an interview before?" "Well, yeah. It's just that I've, grown out of them."
You got really fat, my
"Uh-huh.
man.
Well, we'll definitely need you to get some of those." I look at his beard thoroughly. Maybe you should give you Maybe we should give you a more clean-cut look." Carl doesn't say anything, instead goes frowning. I put a paw down on his controller, force him to pause. "Come on, it could be fun. You can't stay in this house, in this room, forever." He finally does look at me, then his expression kind of sad. "What's wrong?" Carl looks away, then stands up slowly, his joints popping. "Nothing. If it makes you happy, then why not?" "Great. Just so you know, I'd rather play some video games with you." "I know, but come on, man." It's tempting. Just watching Carl play is a lot of fun. What's with his style and commentary, but this is more important. Though, this is the, what, 2010s and stuff like that? And he plays video games and has fun commentary.
I mean, he could like do a let's play. I don't know if Twitch streaming was all that big in the early 2010s. I mean, I had a Twitch account back in 2018, but I didn't really use it until 2019 when I joined Twitch and finally had enough money to buy a capture card and buy the monitors and set all this up. But before that, yeah.
He could be a YouTuber. Make millions! I don't know. He's also furry anyway, so he's got that head. Unless we can make him an e-girl.
Hmm.
I really want to help him out. Maybe later tonight. Let's get this done first.
So yes, he did make an otter e girl with a big giant 2 foot long dong and big ass titties and everything. All right, you mentioned that back in what, Route 65.
We apparently. So apparently, your great 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 grandfather was accused of sodomy. What? Carl looks up from his phone, his muzzle winking. A wrinkling? Yep, with John Begay, who I'm almost positive is a relative of Jenna, but I'd have to ask her. Are you serious? How'd you find that out? He pauses. And maybe don't ask Jenna about that? From what I can tell, your mom's trying to write a book.
Okay, I drank all my W energy, so I need to give me some more water. So BRB everyone. Okay, guys, I'm back. Got my water.
Carl strokes his beard. Oh, yeah, she is, isn't she? Well, was, more like. I don't think she's worked on it worked on it in years. From the looks of it, she started it in college. Damn. Well, I do remember her saying it stressed her out a lot, or that something happened to make her stop. Interesting. Carlson would be thinking. Actually, I think I remember her talking to my dad about how those old things freaked her out, or something. He shrugs. But we've always said the house was haunted. So then why is it that you stay? Neither of your parents lived there. You're wealthy. You can get a house somewhere else. Also, who's in this town? Like, I guess Flynn and, um, like Leo, but, like, it's just those two. And maybe your local weed dealer? You could go to Peyton. You got TJ and Chase and Jenna there. Carl's phone starts buzzing. And speaking of Jenna, she's calling me. Carl looks a bit perturbed, but he puts on a cheerful voice as he answers it. Yo, whale ears. That doesn't make sense. Like, because it's big? Why does
Yeah.
I have ears? Ah, that old name. As he listens to her response, I see a smile slowly slide off his face. I can hear the sharp, muffled tones of Jenna's voice, even though he's holding the phone on the other side of his face. I don't. I guess she cuts him off because he doesn't finish. I glare. Here, let me talk to her. The way Jenna acted yesterday, which isn't like her at all, is giving me a pretty good idea of what she's going off about right now. Carl doesn't give me the phone though, instead just staring out the windshield as we continue on the highway. Finally, he lowers the phone from his ear, then stares at the screen for a while. She hang up? Yeah. Said something about how Leo's depressed now, and how how us hanging out by ourselves isn't helping things. It is kind of weird that in all these routes we pretty much just. I know that it's like, you're going with one of these people, but it is kind of weird that like we just stick with one person the entire time. Like I can understand if you're going for Leo's route, it would be like, hey, you're getting old boyfriend again, so yeah, you're going to ignore people or something like that. But then it's like, you know, I roll my eyes. You know what? Fuck Jenna. She's been on one since Leo's day didn't go the way he wanted to. What? Yesterday? For some reason, she just wants to blame you. Yeah. Carl looks out the window, so he can't really gauge the mood he's in. Listen, let's get you something to eat first. I'll buy. No, my parents are rich. I'll pay. Fair enough. I can't exactly argue with that, so I don't. I also don't feel like I can leave it at that, so hesitantly, I reach out my paw and place it on Carl's shoulder. Seriously, let's have fun today, okay? Forget Jenna. He looks over at me and gives me a sad smile. I'm fine, Chase. I just want to get this over with, so you can go back and play some games. I sigh. Is that all you think about these days? Hey, lots of people play games for a living. Name one. Rob Lowe.
What?
That's a sport. I was like, wait, is there a Rob Lowe? Because Rob Lowe sounds like a guy. Still a game. I grin as I hear the jokey playfulness back in his
I
voice.
don't get the Rob
Glad
Lowe
I'm
thing.
able to take this mind off Jenna for a moment. Well, at least that keeps them active. Playing games all day will get you unhealthy. Fat? If you didn't notice, I'm already there. You're not that bad. I swear, you're mostly muscle. Then, I guess I've got nothing to worry about. But you should get out more. Why? I got the entire world in my world. I don't know. What about girls? They're in games too. Well, you can't exactly touch a boob with your actual paws in the game. We can invent that technology. I don't know. I swear, they got those in anime land. You know what I mean. Already done it. Not that great. You're a queer or something? I say that with a southern accent. You are a queer or something? Let's just say I don't label my sexuality. But we have to put everything in boxes? I let it sit for a second. That's a pretty queer thing to say. Yes, I'm a pretty queer dude then. Is that so? Besides, until I'm able to see my hooves again, I don't think any girls are gonna be after me. I don't know. Girls have different types. Well, that's what we're doing right now. Trying to give you a new look, a fresh start. It'll boost your confidence and your appeal. You'll have girls and boys after you. Again, Carl doesn't act very enthused about that. I tell myself it's only because he has to go out. Once you get there, I'm sure he'll cheer up. He hasn't cheered up.
Oh man, this looks like something out of like a fucking Spencer's or a Hot Topic. That's what it looks like, this background. Cause it's all dark and has all these things here. That's what it looks like. I haven't been inside of Spencer's in years. And I walk into a hot topic, but I haven't bought anything in a long time.
I swear, every store in Peyton's Mall is dark and covered in neon. Carl stands there awkwardly, looking around as if unsure of what to do. So, what kind of look you want to go for? Carl looks at me like I'm crazy. Seriously, dude? I have no idea. You brought me here. Just work with this for the next hour, and I promise we can go to the game store next. Carl makes a big show of sighing, but I assume the twitch in his ears indicates he'd like that a lot. Well, it's just dress clothes, so it wouldn't be that big deal. Carl's getting all into.
Like, you won't be able to find any fucking dress clothes in fucking Spencer's or fucking Hot Topic. You'll have to go to, you know, H&M, Express, Polo, you know, those places. Yeah. You don't wear any shoes. Don't have to worry about going to Whole Hand or. There's no Payless anymore. Oh man, Payless shoes. I remember my mom dragging me there all the time to get new shoes because like we grew too much and you know we gotta get new dress shoes. Going to all these weddings and events and all this stupid bullshit. God, I hated that back in the day. Now I don't mind it as much. But I'm an adult and I understand it now. But back then, as a kid, I was a fucking menace, retard. God, I was so dumb. I hate myself so much.
Secure the way he did during the surprise birthday party. It's kind of cute. Carl? Chase? The voice comes from behind me, and Carl smiles over my shoulder before I turn around. Raven? Huh, never seen that character before. A black and white, two-toned husky with just a few feet behind me, grinning, is just a few feet. How long's it been? Too long, man. What are you doing here? Finally moved back after Dad got fired. Now work here. I could ask you the same about you, Chase. Oh, just on spring break right now. You work in the clothes store now? Raven laughs. No, I'm a store down. I work at Game Central. Carl perks up at that. So, you're still in school? Huh? Well, it's great to see you. Raven's accent is only slightly detectable now, the only noticeable foreign thing about him being his name. I wonder where it's like he's from. Maybe because he's like Siberian Husky looking, he might be from Russia? So, what are you guys doing here? Getting clothes? Yeah, for Carl actually. He has an interview tomorrow. For some reason, Carl ducks his head at that, and though through his ears, I can see him blush deeply. Oh really? It's about time. I mean, I have had a job before. So, what kind of look are you going for? When Carl doesn't answer, I speak up. That's what we're trying to figure out just now, actually. Carl sinks further into himself, his hat seeming to fall further over his ears. Dude, it's just dress clothes.
It says hat, but it's more like a beanie. I mean, is a beanie a hat? Or a head covering? I don't know.
Really? Well, I think you should get a red tie, at least. Might look good with your eyes. And maybe trim that beard? Since when are you a fashionista? Come on, Carl. At least try it out. Carl sighs, rubbing his forehead. Okay, fine. But only as long as we're out of here in the next hour. Hey, I gotta get back to work, but I'll be free in an hour. Let's catch up. I wave at Raven, then turn to Carl. Well, that was nice. Didn't think I'd ever see him again. Me neither, actually. I'd have to hang out with him more. Or I'll have to. I mean, I like Flynn, but having to put up with him just to get a ride to the store isn't always worth it. Well, anyway, if you're wanting to get out of here in an hour, we should probably get started. The process is a lot less painful than Carl makes it be, so I'm going to take my shirt off. Sorry, it was just an exercise day, and it's like I was sweating so much. Like, I didn't work out in that, but it's like, you know, I need to breathe more. And it's a humid day because Texas. It's September. Oh, it's 90 degrees.
Oh my god, this was recorded that long time ago in fucking September. Jesus Christ. I remember fucking September. Yeah, that was fucking hot. I remember fucking September, fucking August, July, fucking goddamn hurricane. It, and it actually did get cold, pretty chilly, man, during fucking, December, January, and February. It's not as bad now here in March, but goddamn, it was fucking pain. Whatever, goddamn. Who's pain in the ass? Shit.
And humid. Soon enough, we're on our way to the food court. Carl carrying a bag way too big for the contents inside. We meet Raven again, and once we get our food, he suggests we eat outside. I look from my full combo meal to Carl's small, tiny container of tater tots. You're not hungry? Carl just shrugs and grins at me. You just don't know the ways of the fatty. Huh? We're judged all the time, especially when we're eating. He delicately bites the tater tots in half before adopting a sarcastic tone. Ew, gross. Of course he's eating. It seems kind of unfair. See, Raven thinks so too. The husky in the middle of the huge is in the middle of a huge bite of his Subway sandwich. His eyes on.
So it looks like fucking, Carl got some tater tots. It looks like freaking, Chase got himself like, a burger fries combo, and it looks like Ravens is eating a Subway sandwich, man. Goddamn Subway sandwiches. Subway sandwiches, okay, it's not bad. They're not as bad as everyone says they are, but they're not as good as others. And like Subway's all right. And let's see, but man, freaking like once you have freaking like Jersey Mike's, it's like it's hard to go back, man.
Carl. He swallows, ooh, before speaking. I can see that you're self-deprecating as ever. You know me. So, Chase, are you still dating that wolf? Leon? Leo, and no. I ignore the sidelong glance I get from Carl. Sorry about that. You two are actually really cute together. It's hard to know what to say when people comment on your relationship. If someone isn't homophobic, gay relationships are actually cute or adorable. Or maybe it's just the size difference, or was just size difference. But seriously, I've always wanted to date an otter. Uwu? Oh, really? Yeah, they're adorable. He likes cute guys. Swimming clowns. Do tell. Raven picks up on my sarcastic tone right away, but it doesn't seem to faze him. Well, yeah. You know what they say about otters and blowjobs. Carl almost chokes on the last tater tot. Hell, Raven, you barely know him, and you're saying that shit? Carl's laughing, though. I'll sure keep my face passive. Oh, what do they say about otters and blowjobs? Raven laughs. You know, they never have to come up for air. 10 minutes, non-stop. Raven giggles, then makes a visible effort to keep a straight face. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's just one of those jokes I always hear. You can imagine I do, too. And it's 8 minutes, by the way. Psst, I'd take that, too. Carl crumbles up the straw wrapper and flicks off Raven's bluish.
Alright, before we go, let's see, Let's see, Carl's might as well keep it all the same. Let's see, Carl's, Ravens, Leo's, Kudzu, Jones, Micah, DJ's, Julian, and DJ are influence routes. Jackson.
Wicked nose, to which he simply smiles. Carl stands up. Hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Raven, don't be a dick. I'm not. We both watch Carl amble off before Raven turns back to me, the dopey smile back on his face. So, how long are you gonna be here, Chase? We need to catch up. I wonder what catching up means when our biggest interaction up to this point was dissecting a shark in high school biology. I always hated that shit, because I had to dissect a cow brain, I think a heart, a worm, and a squid or something like that, and it's like, why? You could get a plastic model and go like, here's the heart, here's this, here's that, that's the organs. I have never in my years had to do anything related to dissecting animals. I'm not a vet and I'm not a doctor. I don't know why they do that. But then on the other hand, you know what I would like to dissect? A computer. You know? Because A, it's interesting. B, we use computers all the time. It might, if my computer breaks down, it might save me time having to go to a place, you know? Sunday school starts up again on Monday. Oh, wait, Sunday. School starts again on Monday. It's like, Sunday school? What? Despite having a head start on the project thanks to Carl's mom, I still get nervous, twinge in my stomach. I still have a lot left to do. Voiceovers, B-rolls, and oh god, editing. We should hang out. His adorable excitement is barely contained, and I'm pretty sure I can hear the thumping of his tail against the curb we're sitting on. Despite my earlier offense at his stereotyping of otters, I'm reminded how much worse dogs get it. They're not common in Echo, or this side of the world, for that matter. Really? This side of the world? Or huskies, maybe. While otters are thought of as entertainers, I feel like it's better than dealing with being seen as a simpleton. So, the main reason I'm here is to do a news segment on Echo for class. Oh? It's gonna be on TV? I laugh. No, I mean, maybe. I could get into rotation on the college TV station, but otherwise, no. Well, that's still pretty cool. But my point is that it's kind of boring. What? It's a bunch of writing, or mostly going through old stuff. Carl's family saved a bunch of artifacts from the old days. Whoa, so you're gonna actually touch the old stuff? Yeah. It's kind of a weird way to put it, but yeah. That sounds awesome. His outgoing nature is kind of infectious. I smile. Well, if you're really interested, I wouldn't mind having some help. It's great. I had the next 2 days off. Cool. We could ask Carl when he gets back. It takes a while for the ram to return, but when he does, he seems a bit reluctant to agree to the idea, which kind of surprises me. But eventually, we convince him and make plans for Raven to come over the next day. As we're heading back out to the car, I nudge Carl, forcing him in to slightly stumble. What's up? What do you mean? I try to keep my tone light. You seem a bit down, actually. You have all day. Carl shrugs. I nudge again.
Is he nervous about the job interview, or is he nervous about something else?
And he giggles. I don't know. Just kind of awkward coming out here and having the two of you just examine me like that. Oh, yeah? Yeah, dude. It just feels kind of weird is all. I stay silent for a moment, wondering if I'd made the right decision in doing all this. Well, I'm just trying to help you out, you know? I know, bro. It's cool. Seriously, I've been thinking. Oh no. Your main problem is worrying about going out in public, like social anxiety. Whoa, now you're sounding like Jenna. We get in the car, and he smiles at me over the roof while unlock the doors. I feel like if we can break through that, it'll help you out a bunch. I break on eye contact as we both slide into our respective seats. And I think this job will be a huge part of that, so I really want you to get it. As I lean in to pull out my seatbelt, I feel something soft and warm pressed to my cheek. It only lasts for a second, then it's gone. I look over at Carl, but he's looking out the window. You just kiss me? Yeah, bruh. Are you high? No, I mean, maybe. He giggles. So, yes. I slowly pull out of the parking space. So, roadhead? Just saying. You don't have to. If he hadn't made the move on me last night, I might have been a little more shocked. Where the hell did you get high anyway? Alley behind the mall. Charming. Yeah, pretty sure. I got a few needles stuck in my hooves. We drive in silence for a while, Carl looking at the desert scenery while I squint out the windshield, trying to see through the hazy orange sunset. I did mean that, by the way. What? Just thanks. Sure. I don't know what else to say, so I leave it at that, while I drive along in pleasant silence. Carl still seems to be a little sad, and I can't pinpoint why. I'm hoping that's just a phase. That by the time this interview is over, he'll be able to just get past the anxiety and finally be done feeling like a failure at everything.
So that ain't gonna happen. This is fucking Echo, bitch.
It's spooky. Again, it's like, do we end it here or not? I guess we try it. I wake up to the feeling of a familiar, numbing heaviness in my body. I try to move, tugging at what feels like a massive weight on my arms and legs, but all I can manage is to wiggle my fingers. Feels like someone's pressed down my chest, trying to suffocate me. Carl, get off. And something in the room with me. I can't help myself. I open my eyes. A blood red glow fills Carl's room, as if from a nightlight covered in blood. The sight would have made me whimper if I was able to make any kind of sound.
I
My
don't,
eyes flick
man.
around the room.
It's kind
It looks strangely empty. A lot more empty.
of, I don't know why this does seem kind of scary. I don't know why. Like if I woke up and I see the room and the blood red tinge, yeah, I would be kind of scared too.
Then I remember it. As if Carl is in the middle of a move, and he's packed up all his toys and decorations. In fact, the only thing I recognize in his room is his bed, the blankets tossed back and empty. I'm alone. Okay, that did all of a sudden send a chill up my spine, because I wasn't thinking there was going to be a clown going hee hee hee, or witch. I hear a chuckle right next to my ear, and it's straight out of a horror movie. Whatever it is, it's right out of my line of sight, and I can't turn my head to see what it is. My heartbeat picks up, and I sigh to close my eyes, knowing that nothing good will come out of opening them. I'm breathless, heavy in my it's breathless heavy in my ear for a while, then stops. The weight lifts off my body, and I feel its presence leave. I sit up and open my eyes again, in sigh in relief. But then I realize the room is empty, and so is Carl's bed. Die. Something yanks me out of bed, and suddenly I'm being pulled by both my feet down the hallway. Down the stairs. Down in the basement. Towards the crawl space. Into darkness. Furry legs crawl over my body, and pin pricks pierce every inch of my flesh. I'd give anything to be able to scream right now. I gasp and jolt out from the paralysis. I wait a good 10 seconds before I'm convinced I'm really out of it. Carl snoring loudly in his bed, one arm dangling over the side, his bare belly rests and rises and falls. I sit up and rub my face, wondering how.
Not gonna lie, that scene would scare the crap out of me. Like getting dragged out of nowhere from your bed down to that crawl space. That's pretty scary. Not gonna lie.
How the hell I'm gonna get back to sleep after that? Jesus Christ, these episodes, like these days are super freaking quick. I'm gonna roll back a hard second so that I can start the next episode on that. Because I'd have to look at things. I'm just gonna like look back at here since we got time, but we're running icon, so it's like, um, yeah, like some of the other episodes in this are like, at least looking at Jenna's briefly that I have stored here, like maybe 3 episodes, which seems like Carl's is like 1 episode a day, more or less, 2 at most.
I mean, well, it's short in the beginning, but it does become a little bit longer once the main thing happens here on Friday and Saturday.
Except for, the last days. And definitely not like Sileo. I God. Like that game, like it has some really nice UI and all that stuff. Because, while this one's like month, day, time, that one's like, hey, you got the month, day, oh, but for some reason I don't think year. You got which route you're going for. You got the day it's on. You got the character's name if that's important. If you completely forget who somebody is, you can go to the gallery and look at what the character is, so you can be like, that's the one. But the fault of that game is that some of those days, especially in ties where you're like, okay, this has been over 3 months of episodes, which is about about 6 hours of reading or more, because I continue to keep going stuff like this. Like, my God,
I didn't know Ty's route was that long. And like I said, I never played Cilio, so I don't know how long the routes are, good or bad the routes are.
You really need to learn how to cut down on all this stuff a bit. You're chewing the scenery till it's mush. You've atomized it. Anyways, end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments, if you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube, and kind of want to be like my YouTube and would like to grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to grow, and please remember to spay new animals help control the pit puppy.
Alright, let's see. Furry TikTok for him. Let's see, anything with let's see. Man, I played through Santa Lucia and it is so good. Especially Carl's route. Like I'll have to like I'll have to leave like okay, I'm gonna leave it in a comment. Let's see, colors. No, I can't say it's all the way suicidal. Mm. Let's see. Yeah, I think the horror stuff in Santa Lucia is okay. Not the biggest fan. I mean, it's all right. Not as good as Echoes or Archers or some other ones. I'm trying to remember what other ones had some horror stuff in there. I mean, there's a lot. I'm trying to think, but like my brain's just like doesn't want to think about it. And the smoke room. And Corvo, Peachy. What was that one guy's name? Fuck. Sorry. Agsteru. I think his name was Alex. That's sorry. I do apologize. It's just I want to make this comment.
Watching Drake Wing Gaming.
Let's finally go watch the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, sitting on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with Let's Play episode of Santa Lucia, Nate's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Russell lights up another cigarette and smokes it while facing the ocean. So that's my story. I stand in silent solidarity with the lion. Does that answer your questions? He lets out a soft chuckle under his breath. I can't think of anything I did wrong, but I guess I see how others can. That's why I keep racking my brain over what happened. What cues did I miss? What sign did I misread? I know I wasn't the greatest guy in the world, but surely I deserve a little more credit than that, right? Huh. He slumps his shoulders and turns around to lean against the railing. Maybe I don't. Rapists don't deserve any credit. What if Blake's right and I should have just killed myself and been done with it? Don't say that! I slam my fist against the railing. Huh? I'm genuinely upset I didn't even think about doing such a thing. Now that he's told me his side of the story, I feel like even more of a fool for buying into the rumor. The fact that you're so conflicted over this is proof enough to me that you're not what they say you are. Don't start feeling sorry for me now. I get enough of that from Zach. What is it you want me to say then? He smiles while blowing out a puff of smoke. Nothing. You cared enough to hear me out. It's good enough for me. I'm sorry I didn't give you a chance, Russell. Believe it or not, there's no hard feelings. I get it. Like I said before, associating with me is a risk. It was selfish of me to try and pull you under my wing given all the crap that follows in my wake. I just wanted a second chance to be a mentor to someone. I didn't care what the cost was. That night in Cambrian Valley was a wake-up call. It was bound to happen eventually. It's not like I can magically keep people from talking about me. Guess I always thought I'd have a little more time before I'd have to talk about it with you. Russell. Thanks for listening to me, kid. Between you and Zach, you're really helping pull me back from the brink. So you're saying you're suicidal, huh? Maybe a little bit. But don't tell anyone, okay? Especially not Zach. I don't think his heart can take it. He may be smiling, but he's definitely hiding a lot of pain behind a sarcastic facade. Man, I'm not a psychologist, but have you ever thought about seeing a therapist? Nah, I don't deserve it. Everything that happens to me is punishment for how I behaved all my life. Bullshit, man. You're still acting as if you're guilty. Russell, I don't think you're a rapist. Why not? Well, the evidence suggests that I ruined Katie's life. You must have not thought about it hard enough. You want to know what I think? You've been so convinced of your guilt, you've only seen things through the lens that puts you at fault. There's several things in both your version of events and Chris's that stick out to me as odd. Wait, did you talk to Chris about this? Yes, but listen to me. So you know about it was his pictures at the administration and... Russell, listen to me.
Yeah. The storyline with Russell and Chris is pretty good. It does take up a big chunk, a lot more than I thought, which is fine. I mean, I do love the resolution for it because it's very, very good. But man, I really want more. More scenes with with Ben and Carlos, or Ben and Brian. I haven't played Nate's route. I don't really care about Nate. Nate's like the only one that seems kind of like lame or boring to me. Brian wasn't half bad. He got better at the end, but Carlos's route was so good, man. That was like the emotional heart of that game. I think like, so many of those games have an emotional heart. I mean, like with ten states, you can go with almost any of the three. You can go with Suiji, you go with June or Keisuke. With like Echo, I think it's TJ and Flynn. Feels like that to me. ECA, I think it's like Spencer and Darius. See Sam's route. Smoke Room, it could be like William or Murdoch. Maybe Cliff. I never played Cliff, so I don't know how good or bad that is. Let's see. Actually, Neko GC, all three routes are really good. And Dawn Cores, I think it's like Rune, Coach Devin, Bjorn, Orloff. I need to update my version of Santa Lucian, see if I can play through any updates. I mean, let me see what happens. Because I know I finished up Runes. Every time I try to do Torloff, I don't know if like I messed up and I'm like I can't go any further. And I remember I did Bjorn, Rune, Coach Devin I haven't touched in a while. And I was doing Miko, but I stopped and like maybe I should go back and try to finish that up.
Alright, alright. Sheesh, you sure are pushy sometimes. You brought up how she wouldn't take any of the drinks she was being offered, right? Yeah? What of it? What was in her bottle? How should I know? Wouldn't it just be water? I assumed you kissed her at some point. Did her mouth taste different to you? It's been a long time, dude. Let me think. What are you suggesting? I don't know. Did it taste like alcohol? It could have. Doesn't that just make me look worse, though? If what you're saying is true, then I slept with someone who was under the influence. According to campus rules, that means I'm a rapist. Huh. He's right. As stated in the Ethical Conduct Handbook, a male student who sleeps with a drunk female student is automatically assumed guilty of rape should the incident be reported. Likewise, still, both parties were drunk. However, what strikes me as odd is Katie never reported you, though, did she? Not as far as I'm aware. The administration seemed to put two and two together regardless. Isn't that weird, though? Plenty of girls don't file reports because they're afraid of the social ramifications.
Shit.
I suppose it's fair. Relax, kid. I know what you're trying to do, but I've already thought of everything. I fucked up. That's life. I close my eyes in frustration. Try as I may, it's like I'm running up against a mental wall that just won't budge. He's so convinced he's got the answer, he's willing to throw away his whole life over it. There's gotta be something here, some detail that can help figure out what really happened. Because this whole scenario stinks. Keep going. You almost have it.
I wish it was like more scenes like this. It would make the weird hallucinations and like things like that, a lot better. Because they had the thing with the hallucinations, the weird horror stuff with the knife, the knife wielder killer out there, this weird sacrifice, and then they had that intro scene of like city like catch on fire.
Ah! Something clicks inside. Like the knob of a door turning deep within. What's up? Holy crap, Russell! You said she gave you a drink, right? Yeah? What of it? What kind of drink was it? I don't know, some kind of soda? I didn't think to ask. Was it in a can?
Oh shit, that scared the goddamn shit out of me. Boggs Witch. Thank you for the follow. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, dude. This scared the living shit out of me. Oh my god, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that to happen. Boggs Witch, thank you for the fucking follow. Oh my god. Oh no, I have the weird inception on my screen right now. Doesn't look very good. Alright, let's move away from this. Alright, thank you so much, and I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a variety streamer. I stream a bunch of different things, bunch of different games, but every once in a while I do stream reactions to, usually furry content, furry memes, things like that. Sometimes furry let's plays like this. And the person's already giving their, maybe commentary, but sometimes I like to give it because I played through this game, Santa Lucia. I played through 2 to 3 routes, so I. Let's see. No, you're fine. No, I'm very thankful. Thank you for that. I mean, you it's not your fault, man. That was me. I was on the wrong screen. But thank you so much for being here. I don't know how you found me or not, but glad to see you here. Switch. Let's see. All right, let's continue on with this game. Well, let's see. Well, my reaction to this commentary. I've already played through this game, so I'm seeing what other people are going through. He's still pretty early on. I think he's only in Act 2. He hasn't even got to Act 3 yet.
No, she poured it into a glass. Did you watch her pour it? No, but I don't see how. Realization seems to slowly dawn on him. She said the rest of the night is a blur, right? Yes. Russell, I think you were roofied.
Oh shit.
He says nothing, only stares off in the distance.
Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. Russell was the one who got roofied. I mean, I know everyone thought he's a kind of a piece of shit, but man, putting drugs in people's alcohol, or soda, or whatever is pretty messed up, especially on a college campus. And because he and her went back and banged, apparently he was labeled a rapist. Sad.
Are you okay? No. He puts out a cigarette and tosses it in the nearby trash can. How could you even suggest that? Katie's an angel. She would never do something like that. If that's true, who the fuck would believe that? That I'm the one who got... That Katie would... It's bullshit. He kicks the railing out of frustration. Total fucking bullshit. I wait patiently for him to calm down. I'm not the victim here. He leans forward with both hands on the railing.
But you are, Russell. You got fucked over. And because, Katie did that, it ruined your life, ruined your relationships with all the other mentors, and, everyone on campus thinks you're an evil person.
Russell, how well did you really know Katie?
Yeah, dude. And we never figure out much about this Katie person after this. I mean, she just disappears.
I don't know. She never told me much about herself. We could go back and take it all away. I never meant to hurt her, Ben. His eyes glisten in the moonlight, his brow furrowed. Sure, I'd like to sleep around a lot, but it was always in good fun. I never did anything that someone didn't want. Somehow I just slipped up this time. It was an honest mistake, and there's no way I can make it up to her. God, I've spent more than half a year thinking about this and wanting to end my life. And now you're here suggesting that Katie... that she's the bad guy? Fuck, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Underneath the tears of frustration and the self-hatred, there's a spark that seems to well up inside. But I can't deny it's making a whole lot of sense to me right now. I know it shouldn't, it's too easy. But it's so easy it makes sense, it all lines up. I mean, she was a lab assistant for the chemistry department. She'd most likely have access to those kinds of chemicals. But for the life of me, I can't remember a single thing that happened after a certain point. But why would she do that? That's the part that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, same here. They never explain why she did it. Like, she just disappears. And, Russell nor Chris ever mentions, what happened to her. Unless it somehow comes back in Act 4. Unless it comes in Act 4.
Russell, remember what you told me up on the overlooking Cambrian Valley? I can see you spent a long time convinced you did something wrong. There's only so much that can be done about that. The rest has to come from you. Believe what you want to believe. He gazes directly at the floor. What do I want to believe? I can tell you what I want to believe, and what I know 100% Zach wants to believe. Russell, you're not a rapist. I haven't known you for long, sure, though it doesn't feel that way sometimes. But look at you. You would never be able to live with yourself if you knew for a fact you did it. But you're still here, still alive, despite everybody telling you that you shouldn't be. I think that speaks volumes about what you really think. I hold out a hand to the lion. I believe that you're a good person. Zach believes you're a good person. Are you willing to listen to us and believe you are too? He continues to stare at the floor. Ben, I don't know what to do. We're friends, right? We can cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, what you can do is take my hand. You have Zach and I right behind you. You don't have to shoulder this alone anymore. I hold back a sigh of relief as the lion finally accepts my gesture. Thanks, Ben. I smile at him and nod. Why don't we head back inside? It's getting kind of chilly, don't you think? Yeah. I'm sure Zach's wondering what's taking us so long, too. Either way, I'll be right behind you. Right. As I'm stepping away from the rail, I hear a curious noise in the trash can nearby. Look over my shoulder, I see Russell pouring out the rest of his cigarettes from his necklace pouch. We make our way across the street and back to the restaurant in silence. Zach sits at the booth with a smile on his face as he flips through the pages of one of the comic books Russell gave him.
Unfortunately, I wish he had another episode, or he made this episode longer, because it gets to a really good part. But unfortunately, with Karina and the others.
Let's take y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Welcome back! Oh, issue 27. I heard.
I'm sad his episodes have gotten kind of shorter. They used to be 15, maybe 20 minutes, but they've gotten a lot shorter, only 13, 12 minutes. And the first minute or so of like first episode of every episode, or the end of it, is like him, talking about his Patreon and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, it feels even shorter.
That was really good. It is. Thank you. We returned to our seats from earlier. You guys were gone for almost half an hour. Is everything all right? Yeah, I'd say everything's cool between Ben and I now. I nod my head in affirmation. Oh, I'm glad. What did you guys talk about? I look over at Russell. What do you think? Why, dumb question, sorry. It's alright, kid. Don't worry about it. Ben did leave me with a lot to think about, though. And I'll tell you about it later, but there's something I missed about what happened that's bothering me. Was that so? Don't let it spoil your night. Like I said, I'll tell you later. Tonight's all about you, Zach, so let's keep things light and cheery. Zach's parents bring out a few options for dessert to close out the party. I end up taking a slice of red velvet cake, while Russell nabs the apple pie. Zach, on the other hand, goes for the ice cream sundae. Simple, elegant, delicious. A nice way to wind down from the talk Russell and I had. I'll admit, it feels good to be back on good terms with him. The past few weeks of my life really felt like they were missing something.
Yeah, I just wish you could do that in real life sometimes, where, you have kind of a bad, moment, or almost break up with a friend, and you guys can talk about it and get through it.
There may not be a whole lot left we can do about his situation, but at least he knows he's got friends that will stand by him. At this point, we've cleaned up the table and set aside our plates. Thanks, guys! This was a great party! Nah, thank you for having us. Props to the chefs, too. The food was amazing. I cut my hands and yell out towards the kitchen. Thank you for coming! I smile as I hear the bear call out from behind the swinging doors. I'm also glad that you two are friends again. It took some effort on both our parts, but we made it work. Right, Ben? Yeah. Sorry I didn't come around sooner, man. I hold out a hand towards Zach. But really, Zach's the MVP here. This never would have happened if he wasn't brave enough to invite us both tonight. That's true. He looks at the dragon with a genuine smile. You're a good kid, Zach. Thanks, guys. Hoo-ah. The lion lets out a yawn as he stretches his arms out. With that, I think I'm gonna head out. It's getting pretty late. Oh, are you walking? Zach and I might join you if so. Nah, I drove my car. Though, if you guys want to ride back, I'm more than happy to take you. It's okay. I'm probably...
Yeah, they probably do need to ride back because like the curfew from Santa Lucia.
I'm gonna help my parents clean up. Do you guys need help? We do it all the time. We run a restaurant, remember? True. If you want to ride to campus with Russell, feel free, Ben. Are you sure? Yeah, my mom can drive me back later. I raise an eyebrow at that, especially considering the recently instated curfew. And then again, this is also the guy who's out at ungodly hours doing who knows what. He's probably got a system or something. Well, alright then. I guess I'm riding with you, Russell. Right on. He gets up from his.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the fucking vice principal, or something like that, or the vice dean is dead. It was a suicide, and all her blood was drained, but yet Ben saw her do a speech or some shit. Oh yeah, that weird hallucination.
Seat, and I follow suit not long after. Good night, Zach. I'll see you at the back of the dorm. See you soon. Russell makes a quick detour to the kitchen to say thanks once more to Zach's parents. I myself start heading for the door. Eh? And notice a familiar figure standing on the other side of the glass. She waves at me and wastes no time walking into the restaurant. Ah, I knew this was the right place. Karina? Hey, Ben. Hope we're not too late. We're just finishing up. Wait a sec. What do you mean we? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you...
Alright then, so yeah, that one's finished. Let's see. Let's see. We could do Conway, I guess. This one's kind of interesting.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Game. It's 70 Miles Twitter, the gaming drag. Today I'm coming back at you on Let's Play episode of Conway. Let's go ahead and jump right back in, y'all. Alarm chain, you were up. And let's go. Let's go. Alright, let me plug this in. There we go. All good. Okay. A lot of good tea then. Regia laughs at that. A great deal of it indeed. Areski very patronizingly explained to me and the merchant that the other stone was cut by one Al-Abbasid himself. This was from an apprentice. Truly bringing out the luster would take much more work. He offered me 20 dirhams. I took the necklace out of his hand and nearly spat in his face. It's hard to imagine a scrupulous cheetah spitting, but by the animated waving of her tail, the memory is an exciting one. He said he could give me 40, but that he'd have to return to the souk where his servants were guarding the stall. The merchant produced a gold coin from his own realm. I gave him the necklace. What was the coin worth? 100 dirhams, perhaps. He overpaid because he desired me. Areski stormed off in a huff. The merchant went back to his residence. She seems conflicted about the story. Pretty certain you know why. She doesn't want to admit the truth. She enjoyed every moment of it. That night, Areski put it back around my neck. He slipped it from the merchant without the man noticing. I felt very clever. A part of her, you sense, knows that she should feel guilty about the theft. It's not quite enough to hide the ghost of a quirky smile. That wasn't the only time. There was a romance to it, you must understand. It seems, well, if you don't mind me saying, it doesn't really seem like you. It wasn't. It was a different me. And the only time that I could be that woman. I still don't know what we were. Accomplices? Lovers? She looks around her, at the neat assortment of boxes. Adorned with her delicate handwriting. Ugh. Briefly, you perceive it through her eyes at that moment. How featureless they are, like the identical brown apothecarist's bottles the boxes protect. Instead of the product of hard work and skill, a lifetime's accomplishment, the rules they impose seem to bound an existence just as featureless. He told me that I could be anything. He looked at my hands and said they could be a scribe's hands, or a surgeon's hands. He said that I was no more bound to one form, one destiny, than the sand dunes are bound to one form or destiny. And I believed him. I believe him. In spite of everything, when he says it, I believe him. That's why She trails off, looking at the piece of paper. But you could. You did become a surgeon. I know I'm never going to be able to do so, so he was right, wasn't he? Nearly. I could be nearly in anything. I couldn't be his.
Yeah. I have to say the art style for this furry visual novel, really good. I forgot who did it, but it's a well-known artist. He's usually good.
Did you want to be? Sometimes I did. She looks away, her face momentarily darkening. Sometimes I do, but what I wanted was never going to be the only factor. What mattered more than that. In my culture, family is everything. Regia bint Yusuf means Regia, the daughter of Yusuf. Do you know your great-grandfather's name, or his father's? shake your head. My father is Abu Khalid Yusuf ibn Mansur ibn Said ibn Nasif ibn Jara al-Maliha. I could keep going, but, well,
God.
what it comes down to is this. My family would never permit me to marry an outsider. A Berber at that. You know what the word barbarian? It is the same word. That's what they call the Amazigh. The Amazigh. Areski told me that I did not need my family, and I believed him about that too. One day a letter came to me from Rabat, a town in the north. A European order there said that they were pleased to accept me as a student, recommended as I was by an Eastern sultan. He was unknown, but of great largesse. Largesse? He even included a gift to demonstrate his sincerity. A gift or a bribe? Regia smiles knowingly. Areski? Yes, my father was unhappy. Maybe he guessed? He let me go, though. I learned medicine there. Even after the Sultan stopped writing, they let me continue. When I saw Reski again, he was sincerely proud of me, I think. But he also suggested that, with what I'd learned, I could be a masterful alchemist. They're always in demand. Or a peddler of nostrums and cure-alls, or the inventor of an elixir of youth. You get the idea. And if I wanted to travel, well, think of how convincing we could be. 2 mysterious travelers from North Africa, bearing our ancient texts and wisdom. Any number of European courts would have hosted us, it was true. I just didn't. I didn't want to be that. Not anymore. I wanted to be able to stay in a town even after people learned who I was. It turned out that I was good at being a surgeon. As good as I ever was at being a swindler. But sometimes...
This is kind of a pretty interesting story between her and that guy. And she seems like very, very conflicted about, their relationship. But it seems like she has very good skills at being, a surgeon and, a doctor. Those, medicine as well.
You still miss him. I think he does still care. I think he does care about me. He would disappear or be on the run, but more than that, he cares about those close to him. In his own way. I think I told you this already, but sometimes when he left, it was because they needed help. Money to bribe a local official who was detaining them, or something more direct. Someone quick with a blade. I can respect that somewhat, even if it put us at odds at times. But we try. Your eyes linger on the crumpled papers. Some difficulty, it seems. You know that by now. I wouldn't have left if there weren't difficulties. I guess relationships always require some effort. I suppose. I've written him hundreds of letters since then, if not more. Her attention shifts to the table again. That's good,
God damn it, man. That's a loud ass yawn, dude.
isn't it? You've been on this ship for a few years. So that sounds like what? Probably a letter every other week, if not more. I haven't sent a single one of them. Oh, not even one? She just shakes her head. Even this one. She takes the sheet of paper and lifts it from the table, reading it in silence. I've written this letter 100 times, maybe more. Yet I cannot get it right. It almost feels like there's something in me that doesn't want to get it right. I wish I knew the solution. I don't expect you to, James. I appreciate the set of ears. Still, all of a sudden you realize how tense you have become, and you take a slow breath. I think I should visit him again, even after how long it's been. If only to ask how he's doing. But you're afraid of what he might say. Or rather, what he might not say. She leans back in the chair, staring at the ceiling. If only he could simply be waiting there when we arrive to take the decision from me. Does he write to you? Well, between the two of us, I travel further, at more inconvenient times and in more inconvenient fashions. Who knows what port I'll call it next? I can't expect him to write. Just that she could do better. Okay, so this seems like a very important decision, so I'm gonna... that right there. Okay. She keep trying. We should try to find him. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll be in port for some reason, or close enough to travel before we sail again. Or... you're not thinking of leaving the ship, though, are you? No. Thank God, Arthur really wouldn't forgive me then. I'm so thankful for my work on the Conway. This is something that occupies my thoughts, but I don't think it's the one that would replace them. I mean to write the letter, at least. I'm just not sure what to say. Do you still have feelings for him? Regia takes a long time to gather her thoughts. Her eyes seemed to be searching, although not for anything in the room, something deeper. My father's name, as I said, is Yusuf al-Maliha. That should be mine. Not al-Maghribi? You try harder to pronounce it the way she does, but she has muzzled cracks and a brief grin at the attempt. No. Al-Maghribi means of the Maghreb, the desert. Is that? Ereskis? No, their naming customs are different. But I thought that it might be the one we adopt someday. I didn't mean it as an alias, but it felt better when I was studying and traveling. Over time, it simply became who I am, closer to him than not. He brings out the worst in me, and the best. You should tell him that then. Obviously, you haven't forgotten him. Perhaps there's a way that things could work out for you. You really think so? Despite everything? All the times we've gone our separate ways? How long we've been apart? I don't know, but I'd say you owe it to yourself to try. If he doesn't realize what he's doing, then, well, at least you know. Don't take my advice too seriously. It's not like I know what I'm talking about. The cheetah dispenses with that and a gentle shake of her head. It's still reasonable advice. I appreciate you giving it to me. And I have been thinking of trying to catch him again, even if just to see how he's doing. I suppose I should try once again and see what happens. He'll be tying up soon enough, and then there'll be plenty to do.
I wonder if they're actually going to go to port or not. I thought the ship gets attacked. I thought the ships get attacked by pirates. Or was that in another update? I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, it's good water. I'm looking forward to it now. Samuel was right about you, you know. Samuel? Her smile widens a nick. She told me how kind you were that time when he pulled you aside after the first night. She said that she felt so silly opening up to you, but you were just nothing but kind, despite how silly she thought it was. Oh, that. It wasn't silly of her. I'd never dare to think about that about Samuel, or anyone for that matter, being vulnerable with me. If anything, I really enjoyed the morning with her. You rubbed the back of your head. She did as well, she said. Try to enjoy yourself, too. Thanks for lending an ear, James. I really am happy that you'll be leaving with us when we sail again. Aw, damn it.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is...
Nomax, that's his name.
It right now for Samuel's path. Okay. Alright. Still got a bit more content to get through for some other paths, I believe. Development. Is there something necessary? Being included right in the main menu. Save and please scroll back. Okay. I actually like how they have it. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout out to all of our lovely patrons. Thank you.
Alright, let's see. Let's see, any other good Furry visual novel stuff? Or is that context? There you go. Ah, fuck. Ah, damn it. Special sex education. What are they teaching our children in 2022 inside?
There is no way that this is real. Special Sex Education Edition. What are they teaching your child in 2022? What are they teaching your child in 2022? Why is there a furry on the home page of a newspaper?
Front page.
God, I didn't know Mac Miller was a furry. Look at these two fursuiters. Don't worry about this one. They just got stung by a bee. I can see that there was an attempt being made.
Oh my god, he always used this picture. Who the fuck is this guy? He's like on the fucking furry like Wikipedia page, and this is the picture he used. He used it. I've seen this at fucking TFF, man. When like they have like, oh here you go, here's some chicken wings and some tenders. $12. $6. Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ! That was like $3 a tender. Well, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, $14 divided by fucking 6. You're paying $2.33 for those. They always use this fucking picture. It's a fucking pain in the ass, man. Uh, let's see.
At least they tried, right? I mean, come on, Furry Week in Atlanta, you could do better than this. I can't keep up the act anymore. Wow, I have so many questions. Why is there two furries? Why is a person dressed up as Hillary Clinton just posing in front of a camera? This means that Bigfoot is real. Fuck with them furries, we at a convention. Thank you, Corteza Star. I do kinda enjoy all of these music artists singing about furries and including them in their art. Yeah, I kind of started that sentence like I had something that would go against that, but no, I just kind of like it. And now I introduce to you a bunch of furries posing alongside Juan Carlo Esposito. You may know him as Gus from Breaking Bad or Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian. Obviously, these photos are at a Comic-Con. I love how serious he looks in some of these, and then in others, he's just not at all. I wonder if he got to keep the plushie in this one. Here's an image of him literally just killing a furry. Like, in this image, he looks like he's about ready to rip this furry's tail off and eat it. I love how low quality this one is. The corn shirt really just ties it all together. Yes, hacking your local shopping mall's display board to display cute board to display hacking your local.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! Look at this.
Yeah.
Like we see, we got a fucking.
Yeah.
Jake, fuck. Let's see, you got a fucking Old Navy there. You got a fucking Five Below, a PetSmart, a Burley Co Factory, a Marshall, a DSW, a Ross, a TJ Maxx, a Joanne Factory, Fabric Place, and a Best Buy. Let's see. Old Navy's still in business. PetSmart's still in business. Five Below, Marshalls, Burlington, Ross, DSW, TJ Maxx, and Best Buy. Joanne's the only one that's going out of business, man. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 places where you can get clothes from. 1 pet store, 1 electronics store, and RIP to fabric store. And this is where you get shit for your kids. You know, you need some candy or you need some other random bullshit. Go to Five Below. DSW. That's a place for women's. Oh man, everyone loves Bros and Co Factory. I've only been there once. Fucking Ross, TJ Maxx, and I think Marshall's always fucking ugly, right? I'm not kidding, right? Marshall's always ugly as fuck. Marshall's department store. Right, I'm not crazy, am I? Always Ross okay. I know. I think it's always TJ Maxx and Ross. They're always ugly as fuck. Ross. Inside or they always look all messed up. Yeah, this is what it fucking looks like all the time. Fucking Ross, man. God damn it, man. I don't know how that store is still in fucking business. TJ Maxx, another fucking store too. This one looks like fucking garbage. Clothing Coat Factory also looks like fucking garbage. Wait, what was that? TJ Maxx store. Oh yeah. Let's see. Got fucking Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross. What was that? DSW stores, man. Yeah, okay. Okay, shoe store.
Ah, yes, hacking your local shopping mall's display board to display cute, wholesome furry art. Democracy does exist.
Let's see. Anything else I want to check out before I go? This guy's so cute, adorable. The cute, adorable little boba dragon. The little boba dots, and the little big ones right there too. They look like horns. Him and Gintan. Always cute and adorable. Ooh. Fallout.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. Sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down.
Yeah, now I want to hear some uranium fever, man. Uranium fever. Damn it, I love Fallout. The anti-gay comic Twitter loved. Okay, let me check this one out.
Creating art online can be a very fun experience. You know, posting a drawing, receiving some attention or feedback, and you just continue creating. Unless you post a personal comic on Twitter. If you see my videos over I Forgot You Were a Man, or even your favorite student, you know that being vulnerable through comic form makes you a target on the website. And there's no different for the subject of today's video. The comic, you're going to conversion therapy camp tomorrow. And with the help of my friend Mangoso, who will read my audience's thoughts on their own about the comic, you should dive into the story and how people responded. Oh, also, please don't attack anyone mentioned this video, and if you do want to say something, you should leave a comment, you know, argue there, maybe after you subscribe and like, that'd be fun. Also, I commissioned Mangoso to make this lovely 3D background, so if you want some 3D stuff, you should go find him on Twitter after this video. That'd be pretty nice. Also, this video is sponsored by XP Pen, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But enough about that. What's the comic about? The comic is created by Fenrir Wolfen, released June 29, 2024. Right, I know you'll be drawing or like playing a game and you have me on the second monitor, but please pay attention to this video, as YouTube is a medium to like look at it once in a while, and you wouldn't have known that I'm sitting on a couch couch. Look at me, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm having fun. The comic starts off with the expectations of his family. Living in Thailand, his parents want him to be a doctor or lawyer. It's always the go-to for strict families, and also a bit too general, I would say. Like, what if I want to be a lawyer, but like an evil one that only defends bad people? You know, they didn't specify like what kind of lawyer. Now, his strict parents made him focus on school with little time with his friends, and his first exposure to gay media was the 2005 movie Brokeback Mountain. His friends were watching it, making fun of it, calling it an icky movie. I never got that about straight guys, because it's like, hey, we're gonna watch a movie about two guys who love each other, they kiss each other, they hug each other, maybe they do it. You wanna watch it with me? Like, I'd assume one of them is actually into it, going like, it's totally gross, right?
Yeah, I've never seen Brokeback Mountain, so I don't know how good or bad it is.
Right, like you don't like it unless you do. Unless maybe you want to try it out. You want to recreate a scene. Unless it's icky. Unless you don't like it at all. But like maybe you want to try it out. But Fenrir would find out that he does like men, and people did not want to hear that. He would even have to suppress his feelings to hide them from his parents. It was thanks to Google or Giggle, as drawn in the comic, and he found online communities and accepted himself as gay. If you look on screen in his college years, people were supportive, saying, "I've always wanted a gay friend," and other stuff. Gotta be real. A person being gay changes very little in a friendship, except maybe less gay porn memes being sent between people, less of them. But his parents did not accept him, saying that they were going to take him to conversion therapy camp and that he cured his uncle. We will circle back to that part, but as preface, it doesn't work as cited by most doctors ever. Fenrir would leave his home early next day into the apartment lease he signed and never look back. As it turned out, the story was actually from 10 years ago rather than something recent. He is still gay to this day and is happy to have shared the story and see people's responses in the comments below. But how did people react to it? Now, unlike the other two stories I mentioned earlier in this video, here there's a majority of people supporting the message, though the odd negative reaction would appear here and there. I mean, a comic thread of over 100,000 likes and 9.2 million views, there's bound to be some negativity. This comment will be documented on Know Your Meme under the Trauma Dumb Comics label. It's where I got some of these responses, so it's good that they archived it for the purposes of this video, but also a bit weird that someone's like documenting that kind of stuff on a website where it's like, hey, remember that trauma comic you made? People made fun of it. They made fun of you. This video is way different because I'm actually defending him. But anyway, there would be the standard affair of reaction memes such as Uncle Runckus from Boondocks and a Fallout character, apparently. One quote tweet posted July 2nd, 2024 from Twitter user Arc509 said, "That homeless fat girl really started the most obnoxious trend." That tweet would garner 13,000 likes and over 500,000 views.
What? What the fuck?
Referring to this comic I made a video about, and you can watch out this video, but like, I never mentioned the IRL appearance of the person, because like, I'm a cartoon talking bunny, so it's kind of like, does it matter? Does it matter? In response to that tweet, one comment said it wasn't nearly as nicely drawn as the Your Favorite Student comic, and they shared a tweet they made about how the victim should have ended up with the sexual harasser as a joke. I think is that a joke? One person asked why it was bad that the Fenrir person made the comic, to which two replies would answer that question. Steppy Time said that it's a faux vulnerability, where they're always the victim as some unrepentant evil, that's specifically curated and framed to make you sympathize with the artists. They continue to say it's annoying when people who experience abuse are rarely in a one-sided entanglement, lastly calling the comic masturbation. Doronophobia said that aside from painting themselves as a faultless victim in a case-by-case basis, that they exclusively want you to feel bad for them. But also there isn't anything wrong with sharing your experience, but that Twitter folk like to put
I don't understand why these assholes are being such pieces of shit attacking this guy. I remember that comic
down
too.
and bully
It's very
others
good.
into submission, which sometimes isn't enough. Now, I used to think this like nearly a decade ago, because I was stupid and lacked empathy. Also, those are such weird comments, like, I can't believe it's one-sided. Yeah, it's from the side of the person who made the comic. Like, imagine reading Mouse and you're like, well, hold on, what does Cat Hitler have to say about this? Going back to Know Your Meme, one comment by Popcorn Fest actually argues the comic is not a trauma dump. They said that implies it is not an inconvenient moment, but this was posted on Twitter, going on to say it's weird to claim someone who is traumatized is supposed to keep it to themselves, or they deserve to be ridiculed. But like I said before, there was an overwhelmingly majority of support. One quote tweet even counteracted the "Can we stop making comics of views?" saying, "You see someone sharing how they felt with a creative medium instead of making a thread, and that's the first thing you think of?" Fenrir replied to a bunch of comments answering questions, as it has been 10 years since the events of the comic. As for the uncle mentioned prior, he doesn't know if he was bi or repressed, but only that he has since passed away. When he did revisit his parents a year later, his mom cried telling him they wanted him back, but his dad pretended he was just away from work. He would leave the house, never looking back again. For him, leaving the house is a long-time plan. As he says in this reply, in his college years he got a job and saved enough before he was able to leave, hence the signing of the apartment and such. Also in terms of the gay conversion therapy camp, while one would assume it's Christianity, it turns out it's actually a Buddhist cult, where apparently you go to a temple and they help you stop being gay. Like, That's how it works. That apparently you are gay because of past life sins and you have to be cleansed. Now, I haven't looked too much into Buddhism, but I feel like the whole thing is about tolerance and being nice to people, and being anti-gay is pretty much the opposite of that, I would say. And Thailand is one of the more progressive South Asian countries. This is why some people are like, what? What do you mean that didn't happen? We forgot about cults. They're everywhere. You forgot about cults. Can't believe that. Actually, is January 23rd, 2025, where same-sex marriage was legalized in this country. The law was passed by Parliament a year prior, and the king signed into law. Thailand is the first country in Southeast Asia to legalize same-sex marriage, and the third country in Asia to do so. Taiwan and Nepal being the first two. In 2015, the same year the United States legalized same-sex marriage, Thailand passed the Gender Equality Act, so you can't discriminate based on gender, sexual orientation, or gender identity. Pretty progressive over there, I'd say. Oh yeah, you might be asking yourself why this video was not made during Pride Month. Like, if you look down, like, one of the videos made, it was made in February instead of June. But every day is Pride when you're gay. You can always rewatch the video during June and leave another comment being like, hey, who's watching this in June? Oh, and if you look on screen right now, you can actually see that my pride flag is hung up right here. And no, not the one you're thinking of, the gamer one. But as I mentioned before, conversion therapy is pretty bad. The Human Rights Campaign wrote an article called The Lies and Dangers of Effects to Change Sexual Orientation or Gender Identity. Within it, they said,
such practices have been rejected by every mainstream medical and mental health organization for decades. But due to continuing discrimination and society bias against the LGBTQ plus people, some practitioners continue to conduct conversion therapy. Minors are especially vulnerable, and conversion therapy can lead to depression, anxiety, drug use, homelessness, and even suicide.
They've also found out that young people who were rejected by friends and family were, quote,
more than 8 times as likely to have attempted suicide, nearly 6 times as likely to report high levels of depression.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad that Thailand is becoming more progressive. Same with Taiwan and Nepal. Hopefully some others can. Maybe India could be one, or the Philippines. Maybe Papua New Guinea or East Timor or one of those type of places.
More than 3 times as likely.
Unfortunately, I know some people here in America are trying to go backwards
to use illegal drugs, and more than 3 times as likely to be at high risk of HIV and STDs.
So, needless to say, being more open, accepting is very much better in the long term. And I'm glad the majority of the people who read the comics were supportive. Even some people relaying their own personal stories about coming out to the parents and being happy about who they are. A lot of the time, Twitter's not a good place to be, I'd say. And personally, I've been using Blue Sky, and that's been a lot nicer. I have seen people making fun of Blue Sky, being like, it's boring. Then I see tweets going, you guys can say you just prefer 24/7 discourse and racist people over a normal app. To each their own, I suppose. Speaking of comments, I actually asked my audience their thoughts, and now Mangoso shall read whatever it is they said over there. I can't wait to see what they said.
It's clear this guy had very unsupportive parents if they suggested going to conversion therapy. But this type of highly personal vent art will never be received well by the community Twitter has fostered. It doesn't help that he drew himself as his persona, and this is coming from a fellow gay furry, by the way, as it automatically puts a sour taste in the mouths of people who are uncomfortable around that sort of thing. All in all, I hope the guy keeps making art and isn't discouraged by the negativity. Any hate is just homophobia. The entire comic is about not having supportive parents and threats of being sent torture camps to fix him. I'm not going to waste brain cells to even think about it if the hate or criticism aimed towards this comic is worth my time. I never read the comic before until now, nor was I aware of the negative reception it got. This comic is about OP realizing he's a gay man and how his parents are highly unsupportive. Conversion therapy is one of the worst things to have to go through. If people look at someone venting about their experiences like that and proceed to make fun of it, well, they're just heartless and, dare I say, homophobic even. Want to see a magic trick? Keep your eyes close to the phone. And just like that, Shiakazing! And it's gone. God forbid someone expresses their trauma on the internet. This really is just a Twitter moment. This is so middle school. It's such middle school nonsense times like 10,000. I know having a social media presence is excruciating at times, but when a vulnerable person is seeking a community, it really sucks seeing them get gutted by the gallows, like being the middle of town square. And I know anyone can say something like, "Duh, it's the internet, don't post, you'll get pooped on," or whatever, but that mindset comes across as way more cringe than what they think the OP is posting. I'm reading some of these quotes and I know it's common or whatever, but this Neanderthalic illiterate brain-dead bandwagon posting is always annoying to see because a lot of these didn't even read the comic. They just see a furry and sad, and the neurons in their brain just, they click and they go, duh, womp womp. Again, it's a Twitter moment, but it doesn't make it any less annoying to see.
Yeah, I still don't get all the hate. I mean, like, this person's this is not like some woke shit or something. It's literally someone's actual real life, and he went through so much terrible things, and they're trying to talk about it.
the end, this is a way more positive story, though it's unfortunate that Fenrir's parents couldn't see the son for who he is. Being in a cult would do that for you, I suppose. To this day, Fenrir continues to draw and stream on Twitch, and if you're 18 plus, you should check out his works. It's of gay furry baras, and if you're into that, now you got a guy for it. There he is. As for me, since the end of the video, I gotta tell you about this XP bin drawing tablets I've been using to draw my character and a bunch of other stuff. As the whole point of the video, I love using it. But now that the ad's over, I hope you liked the video, hope you learned something, hope you continue to draw, because at the end of the day, you just gotta keep on drawing and have a good day. You should have a good day.
All right, let's go back. I don't talk about fucking eggflation. Oh my god, that looks so good. At 1997, Soviet 5.5 and 8K 74. Oh my god, my dick rock hard. I got it. Fake a light. I know how to get fully automatic one. Let's see. Alright, is there anything else I want to see before I go? Alright, let's check this one out.
I literally have no words for this.
He puts blue sky cam on
yeah,
there.
I don't even I don't even know. I mean, wow, this is so me. I mean what? I mean, huh? So this is what happens at con panels. Okay. God, there is literally no way this can be real. Even the boy kisser too, that's insane. Gay furry pride bitches. What? How does one even do this? Like, this must cost money, right?
They hacked it.
Sexy beast, made you look. Now check out this sexy EV app too. I don't even know what that means, but I'm gonna do it. I mean, with that grade A marketing, how could I not? I love it when companies unknowingly commission just the most furry of artists to make their mascots. But then again, maybe this was completely intentional. Who knows? The advertising is working on me. You won't finish this video, part 3. What do you mean, Nico? Of course I'm gonna finish this video. How do you just have access to that kind of table? Like, this obviously had to be commissioned somehow, right? Who did you go to and say, I want this image of my persona plastered on a table?
Oh man, that was a good one. Let's see. Let's see. Oh god, man. Vivid chime of that. Let's see. Massive Xbox sale. Game. I just bought a bunch of games. What's this? Check it out.
我叫新芽，自从那次事件受伤之后，就一直在医院养伤。想救我的是我心目中的大英雄阿虎。
Alright. Got a dog with the fedora on. Fuck. I was dodging bullets too.
你来啦！你是
看我带来了什么？
阿虎？
Wait, now he's standing up tall. Head be on all four. Uh-oh, wait. Transforming back.
啊？
Hello。
他虽然是我心目中的大英雄，但也是大家心目中的，所以他自己都不知道明天人们会希望他成为怎样的英雄。
小高，刚买的蛋糕打翻了。
蛋糕不重要，只要你能在我身边，比什么都好。
新芽，我会永远守护你的。
Oh my god. Alright, that was really good. Did not expect that. Oh, this also looks good too. Beetle. I don't know how this guy does it. Has a fully automatic, AK-74 with, bullets and everything. I don't know. I don't know if someone else's or that's his own, man. God. And okay, I'll just end it there. How long? It's been 2 hours. Do I want to end there or do I want to do some more? It's been 2 hours. Just make great games. Cold take.
We who enjoy video games would love to think that with great games comes great return on investment. So why doesn't everyone just make great games? Enough with the live service bells and loot box whistles. Just make a great game. Unfortunately, it's a little more complicated than that. And the reason lies in yet another question. Who's going to pay to make these great games?
And who's going to buy them? That's
on the shelf.
another thing.
Because you and I know,
What the
gamers
frick?
will pay for a great game after
Maybe.
it's released. Sure, there's Kickstarters, there's pre-orders, but the vast majority of gamers pay for a game after it goes up on the shelf. I'm asking who's footing the bill to put the game on that shelf? Who's paying studio overhead? Who's paying 50 or so developers for 3 or 4 years? Who's greenlighting pitches written on napkins and mustard? Investors, venture capitalists. Someone's got to pay to get the ball rolling. But most aren't brave enough to put down hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on a project that may not come out in under 4 years. And even if it does, it may not do well at all. Hell, from a business perspective, games don't even have to be great. They just have to be profitable. And for that, they have to be more than just games. There's a crooked line of history, trauma, and wrong lessons learned that cemented this line of thinking. And to show you, all I'm gonna need is a quarter. The arcade machines and the first generation of home consoles came about in the 70s because advancements in microchip technology made manufacturing them a lot cheaper. At the time, the success of a video game and the success of the video game system used to play them were inseparable. Literally, most first-generation consoles came with the games built into the system. If you wanted to play new games, you had to buy a whole new console. And due to the success of the Atari Home Pong, there was a surge of investments into home consoles, real, bootleg, and knockoff alike. There was more demand for microchips than could be supplied, and then the inevitable happened. The second generation of consoles released in 1976, and these models innovated by separating the game from the console. Now you didn't have to buy a whole nother console, just new games. Great news for the gamer. Terrible news for anyone who invested in the older models that were now obsolete. A lot of these companies couldn't get rid of the excess fast enough. They lost a lot of money. Many died or abandoned the space entirely, and that was the video game crash of 1977. But how's about a second crash? The second generation of consoles didn't sell all that well. The market stagnated for a few years until Atari licensed Space Invaders for a home console release and raised a pulse again in 1980. Now you'd think investors would have learned to manage expectations and not inflate their own market, but instead they learned the wrong lesson. They figured consoles were the mistake. It wasn't the oversaturation, the overspeculation, the bootlegs, the knockoffs, none of that. Between video games and consoles, it was clear that video games were the true selling point all along. See, before 1979, console manufacturers made their own games. And then Activision got big. They didn't make consoles, they just made games. And their success popularized third-party publishing, and competitors started to flood the market with low-quality video game cash grabs funded by venture capitalists who gave money to businesses that didn't know how to make video games. How that consistently happens is a conversation for another time. This again led to another surplus and waning demand. This time, plenty of people saw the iceberg coming. They could have slowed down and redirected. But instead, companies like Atari decided to crank the engines to ramming speed. See, they feared they would be drowned out by all the noise in the market, so they increased production on their end. By 1982, there were at least 50 different companies flooding the market with somewhere around 100 to 200 million cartridges. Way too much supply for such little demand. The results were disastrous, but not just for console and video game manufacturers. The distribution chain was also severely disrupted.
Oh yeah.
Retailers who overstocked found themselves unable to get rid of the excess sludge. This led them to sell the trash fodder games at a massive discount and skewed the public perception of gaming from a premium product to a cheap trinket. The stigma stuck in the West. Investing in video games and video game consoles was taboo. Many video game companies involved in either console or video game production went under. Some, like Activision, retreated and regrouped away from consoles and found solace in PC gaming or the Eastern market. Investor perception shifted once again. It's
It
not
looks
that
like
personal
such-
computers were better for video games. It's that personal computers were safer for video games than consoles. Because a PC is more than just for gaming. It's for music, video, socializing, doing your taxes, buying furniture, etc. Diversification is attractive to investors because one section's failure doesn't lead to a complete crash. To attract money, the video game industry had to be about more than just video games and video game consoles. Nintendo didn't sell video games or video game consoles. It sold Famicoms, family computers which were intentionally redesigned and renamed for an American release. Reminiscent of a video cassette tape going into a VCR, you'd shove a cartridge into a control deck, not a console, close the cover, and game in sweet denial on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Their success continued to solidify the more than just games attitude. The original PlayStation had to be pitched as the world's first virtual reality system in the mid-90s because some of Sony's head bosses feared it was a toy that would tarnish the brand. By the 2000s, these family entertainment systems were competing for the living room space and got Microsoft into the mix with the Xbox. Not because Bill Gates wanted to make video games, but because he didn't want the competition encroaching on his personal computer turf. They fought on hardware, they fought on features, on the lands, on the beaches. And yes, games were fought over as well, with exclusive rights. So it was about the games, but it wasn't about the games. It was about the all-in-one media machine. To help better understand this, think of McDonald's. It's a massive fast food corporation, but what grew it into an empire was when Ray Kroc focused on buying and renting land to people who wanted to franchise a McDonald's restaurant. He wasn't in the burger business. He was in the real estate business. This is where we, quality-focused individuals, chime in. McDonald's wouldn't have grown at all if the burger was bad to begin with. So you do need to have at least a decent product to go from 0 to 1. But it's everything else that takes you from 1 to a billion. Likewise, the video game industry was doing business in tech, marketing, distribution, etc. Investment stayed modest.
Yeah, video games, a lot of video games are, sometimes they get good reviews and they don't sell well. Some games don't have good reviews but can still sell well, and some games are in the middle.
Barring a few outlier events such as the dot-com bubble and a recession. But even through all that, it wasn't until around 2013 that the big money started rolling in. Let's pull out some video game stock market charts. How many of them go business as usual, care to see an impression of a mountain? What happened here? Well, if the gamer logic follows that just making good games brings in the big moolah, then this must be when the good games started getting made. All the games after 2013 are miles above in quality. Is that what you're saying to me? You like microtransactions, bud? Here's another graph. This light blue line tracks interest rates on business loans. The lower it goes, the cheaper a loan. It's not about quality. There was more money for venture capitalists to blow around 2013. And blow they did. It was around this time that there were a lot of people in the video game industry who made a living by networking and connecting venture capitalists to projects they thought would double, triple, or quadruple their investments. History is a circle. A lot of these middlemen were sleazy, desperate to pay off student loans for their college degree in business, communication, marketing, or psychology. It's always one of those four for some reason. We could use a few more engineering degrees in this space. They had no experience, just a couple of charts and a pinky promise that money would flow. And a few venture capitalists figured, why not throw a little pocket money into the gaming industry, come back in a couple of years and see if it did anything. The betting fad at the time was on esports, microtransactions, and mobile gaming. Now understand, speculative investing is a monkey-see, monkey-do affair, and few investors are gorilla enough to lay down that first banana. But when they do, you can expect more chimps will do it too. It was around 2013 to 2017, microtransactions were put into more games, and the mobile gaming market was making money hand over fist. Esports continued to scale, but no one was making back the money they were promised from esports, and interest rates were rising again, so the investment stopped pouring in. You can see that reflected in the stock charts around 2018 to early 2019-ish. While some of the money left gaming and
yeah, I mean, I don't really, man, I don't remember, like, when's the last time anyone talked about, like, esports? I mean, you got, like, fighting game tournaments, you got, like, League and Dota and all that, but I never feel like they really do much. I mean, you have Counter-Strike,
entirely. Some
Halo,
doubled down
Overwatch.
on microtransactions and mobile gaming. Some diversified into NFTs, blockchain, mergers and acquisitions, and mass community games. Those are described as games driven by online community play, includes MMOs, MOBAs, Battle Royale, and Metaverse games. Then the pandemic hit. Interest rates went down. Once again, there was more money for investors to spend, but more importantly, there was more money and time for consumers to spend on video games. Profits skyrocketed, investments poured in looking for the next Fortnite, the next Roblox. Not because of the game, but everything around the game. And then something terrible happened. Things went back to normal-ish. And now we have 5 and 10 years worth of information about all these investments. The esports bet turned out to be a dud. NFTs and blockchain turned cash into cringe. Live service gaming isn't a magic bullet. Microtransactions and mobile gaming are still profitable, but alas, the market's more regulated than it was 10 years ago. Games are more than just games than they used to be. No, we're not having matching strokes. There are fewer reasons for someone to invest or fund a video game besides the fact that it's a video game. Funding is shrinking. Some investors are only interested if a game will feature AI or follow the money to Saudi Arabia. Some studios are running out of cheap tricks and are going back to the old ways. Smaller budgets, tighter releases, safe and modest returns. And some will die trying, unable to secure funding because the returns aren't juicy enough, like how they used to be in 2013. Because for most investors, a game has to be more than just a game.
Yeah, man. Games are, I mean, like, games are made for gamers, but at the same time, like, if they're not satisfying, like, freaking the shareholders, you are fucked. Fucked so badly. So, yeah. Sucks now. Gaming used to be cool, used to be fun, but now it's like kind of cringe garbage right now at this time. Alright then. I want to thank the kind person. His name is Boggs Witch. Thank you for the follow. Please, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, that would be great. That would be awesome. Keep it up. Oh. You unbarred, best forever in the past. The last and final moment is yours. Holy shit, thank you for the raid to Chilla God. Hey man, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. You know what's funny? I was actually like thinking about you again. I was like, man, I should hit up Chin. Well, let's see, still playing. Let's see, New World. I think that's some MMO, some of that. All right. My name is InugamiTheHound. I am a PNG tuber, a variety streamer. I play a bunch of different games, but I also do a lot of reaction content as well. So if you like me reacting to like memes and things like that, furry content, let's plays, these type of things, just giving my commentary. Hey, what's going on? Maybe going on in the gaming industry. I want to thank all you amazing people. Please, if you haven't had a chance to follow me, please do so I can see you guys come back as often as possible. Please follow me or subscribe or donate to me. Those type of things would be great. All right. Let's see. Cool. I'm gonna raid. Let's see. If you got suggestions, please let me know. I was playing this one game called Repo. Never heard of that yet. Let's see. A lot of people playing Monster Hunter. See some people playing Split Fiction. We got one guy playing Suikoden, the HD remaster. That just came out a couple of days. I have that game. Maybe I'll play that one day. Ooh. There you go. We'll go with Carablops. They're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. And that's a cool, fun game. And I want to thank all the amazing people that have been following me, watching me, lurking, supporting me, able to donate to me, able to subscribe to me, whether you donate Twitch bits or money, any of that type of stuff. If you guys are able to do that kind of good, awesome things, please do so, especially on a recurring basis. You know, every every couple of months. That would be nice. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye. Tomorrow I'll be playing, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, then Near, then Avowed, and then Dynasty Wars Origins, and I'll do another reaction stream. Maybe could be on Thursday, could be on Saturday. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye. Have an awesome time. Have an amazing time. You guys are good, awesome people, blessed people. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Please show the support, show the love, and be part of this amazing community. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.
A lot of places you can go over here. InugamiTheHound. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Give you give you a shout out. Wobble.